there are very few people in the world who I would want to make musical babies with. Lucky for me, and perhaps lucky for her, she's sitting right here, the girl who I would make the music babies with. This is Shoshana Bean.
I thought you were going to say, lucky for her, it's not her. And
Lucky for her.
Why am I smiling like an idiot?
Shoshana Bean, in the city of Michael, in the city of Los Angeles. How are you?
Good, how are you?
So good. It's an honor to meet you.
Likewise, thank you.
To me, I feel like we all went to high school with a girl who could sing, and she'd have like the lead part in the musical. We all like know that girl, but then it's like in reality she can't really sing. But you are the girl that can sing.
But I'm not the girl who was the lead in every show.
You didn't have the lead in high school?
No.
Okay, see,
I
that
had
was
one lead. Well, like one supporting lead.
So you know her from, of course, like Wicked and Hairspray, and she's building up quite a catalog of tremendous, soulful, original music, and we'll get into that in a little bit. So when did you realize that you could do this, be a singer, and that it was right for you, and that people would be interested?
Oh gosh, I'm still not sure I've figured that out. But when I knew that I wanted to pursue it as a profession, I was in junior high school, and I was taking voice lessons, and a friend of mine, this is the Mariah Carey album came out, the first Mariah Carey album, and I actually think it was the second one actually at this point, where my friend and I were sitting around, we were singing it, and we were imitating the riffs, and she was like, this is what I'm gonna do, like this is what I want to do. And I was kind of like, what? I just never had thought. I always emulated Whitney and Michael, and I just lived through MTV and the videos, but I never thought that it was something I could do. And when she said like, that's what I'm gonna do, I was like, wait a minute, you're, and in my mind I'm like, but I'm better than you. So I'm like, if you're gonna do it, then I'm doing it.
Right.
So then I just sort of started to think that way, and started to play with writing music and all of that, and then I started taking voice lessons. And once I was taking voice lessons, my teacher had suggested maybe going to school for musical theater as opposed to going to school for business. And it just sort of, people just kind of kept exposing me to options that I didn't really know existed.
Was there a moment that like something pushed you towards musical theater as opposed to being like, I'm just gonna try and be a pop star? Was there a certain like instance?
I think
or
because
gust of wind?
There were a couple blowing me in either direction. But I think the fact that I went to school for musical theater, the path was sort of already laid. And there's something about, whether it's theater or film or television, there's just a very specific way of doing things. You get a headshot, you get a resume, you get an agent, you audition until you get a part. And then you start, you get a part, and then you get another one. And then you just kind of, there's one way to do things. And so it was, I don't want to say it was easier, but it just was more clear and more specific. So I feel like I kind of thrust myself into that. But at the same time, I was like, I'm still going to go down to the Village and do these R&B showcases and like deal with these really shady people in the industry who promise I'm going to be a star and that they know P. Diddy. I kind of straddled the fence until I got Hairspray.
From school to Hairspray, being part of like the original family of Hairspray, I know for you is like was an incredible moment in your career. How did you lock that in? How did that happen? And was it like as tremendous as we would think it was?
Well, it was Will of the Wind, because I actually was out in LA. I had auditioned for like one of the readings for actually Tracy, and of course I didn't get the part, and so that was my Hairspray experience. And then I was out in LA, and I was getting ready like to move here, because I felt like in LA, I was like, everything happened so fast in LA. I had lunch at the Four Seasons, and I met this person, and they're gonna make me a star.
Right.
And I'm like, I'm moving to LA, everything happened so fast. And my agents called, and they're like, there's this audition for Hairspray, when are you coming back? And I'm like, I'm not coming back, and I'm certainly not gonna fly back for an ensemble audition. Like, I'm not coming back. And they were like, okay. And then like a day or two later, how God works, I got a call to audition to sing backup for Mary J. Blige, and I was like, oh yes, I will fly back for that.
Yes.
So I flew back to the city. The audition for Mary J. Blige was horrific. We'll get into that in another interview. And then I was like, well, since I'm back, I might as well go in on this Hairspray audition. So I went, and from that moment onward, Hairspray never stopped being joyous and fulfilling. And I mean, when you audition for something, you're like, this is the best audition auditions are not fun.
Right,
Okay,
right.
auditions are not great experiences. You probably learned something. So you're like, I'm glad that happened.
Yeah.
Hairspray was like a party. It was the most, I'm being biased, but like the most talented people in the city all in one room.
From Hairspray to the colossal mountain that is Wicked.
It's a big jump. It's a big jump.
It's a big
That
jump.
block.
Were you involved from the beginning, or like were you auditioning from the Emancipation, or?
I auditioned for the San Francisco company,
Okay.
right, which is where they did their world debut or whatever. And I auditioned. I was brought in for Nessa Rose, I think.
Right.
And I didn't get it. And then when they were coming back to New York, I was brought in to audition for the Standby, which I also did not get, but they offered me a slot in the ensemble.
For Elphaba. Standby for Elphaba.
Oh, sorry. Yes, Standby for Elphaba. And they offered me an ensemble spot that would then understudy Elphaba. So if the Elphaba was out and the Standby was out, then the understudy would go on. And I'll never forget the day that they're like, you're trailing Adina today. Like, you're gonna, which means you literally follow her everywhere she goes. You watch her get ready, you go from all her changes, you just follow her through her trail. Take notes and everything. And the day that I trailed her, I was like, I want this to be my life.
Okay, I have to ask. Do people, how often are you told to tame it down? You know what,
Oh,
because
a lot. I mean, not anymore.
because you are a soul singer to me.
Thank you. I think, yes, I think that I don't think they, if my memory serves, I don't think they had to ride me too hard to tame it down, but there's, the same way that in acting, sometimes in a moment things hit you and you will approach something a different way than you would have yesterday.
Sure.
Sometimes, I mean, that score is extraordinary. I'm not making excuses, but sometimes something comes over you and you're like, and this is what I feel about singing this today, And sometimes the spirit would come over me and something would happen that was out of the bounds of what was acceptable vocally. But it wasn't, I mean, I make a joke about it, like, oh my God, they were always riding me, stop riffing, stop. But it wasn't like that. Like, I knew what my parameters were. And then, which I'm sure you can find if you search deep enough, there were times where I just let the moment be what it was, like my last show or whatever, you know what I mean?
Right.
So, yeah. But
And
yes, they definitely...
we're grateful for those moments.
But I'm not a service.
Woo! It's a twista.
Indeed.
A brand new single, Runaway Train. How did that come about?
The song actually was written inspired by a story of two, who shall remain nameless, two very famous Broadway people who got married. A good friend of mine is close with them and was telling me about their vows at their wedding. And I was like, oh, that's brilliant. And so I didn't take the vows, but I took the concept of the vows and turned it into this song. And I think there's a difference in the sound and the approach from O'Farrell Street, and I kind of wanted to just sort of give people an idea of where we're heading on this train, like where it's going. So, and I know people want content. Everyone just wants what's next. I mean, John Mayer cannot give me enough music. So
Beyonce cannot give me
there you
enough
go.
music.
It can't happen often enough.
Right. Do you receive pressure? Like, we want Shoshana to just be a musical theater girl, or will you, if you're doing original music, just do original music? Do you feel pressure, or could you give a shit, or will you do it how you want to do it?
It's all of those things. I do feel pressure to do that stuff, but I understand it, because it's like, if I'm gonna go see John Mayer, I want him to sing Gravity. Do you know what I mean? So there's certain things.
Yeah.
And again, I don't liken myself to John Mayer. I'm just saying, like, if I'm going to see someone who I know for something, I would like to see that something, and that I would also like to see where they're going. So it's
I hear that.
I've had a journey with it. I had times where I knew I was known for that, so I'm just going to do that. And then I had a chunk of time where I'm like, I'm not doing anything to do with that. Like, if you're not coming along for the ride, fine, but I'm not willing to do that stuff anymore. And then I found, I think now, more a grace and a happy medium about it, of like, I'm thrilled that you are still interested in what I'm doing based off of this. So I'm going to give you that, and then hopefully you'll also be interested in what I'm doing now.
This girl can sing the Shizuki out of anything, so just please check her out. And Twitter at Shoshana Bean, Instagram at Shabeen. And there's so much stuff out there, and like the Megan Show stuff, like just everything is great. It's really great.
Thank you.
So check it out. Let's play a little game. This is called Faux Show. Faux Show, Faux Show, Faux Show. These are just song lyrics that I took. All the lyrics that I'm gonna feed you have the word show in the title.
I'm gonna tank. Okay.
Or are Broadway shows
Oh.
that have the word show in the title.
Okay.
It's gonna be
The title of the show has show in it?
Yes.
Okay. I got this. Are you gonna sing it, or are you just
No,
gonna
I'm gonna say it.
Oh.
And you can sing it if you want, but
Okay.
I'm not gonna sing next to you.
Okay, well.
Yeah, it's
I
like,
hope that I get it.
Well,
if I don't hear the melody, it might cause a problem.
well, it's like Rihanna singing next to Beyonce. It's not gonna be cute. It's not gonna be cute. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
60 seconds. I'm just gonna say the lyric and you're gonna know. You're gonna know the title. Here we go.
Okay.
3, 2, I'm sweating.
You're sweating too.
1.
Well, who wears a sweatshirt when it's 90 degrees out?
Well, there are
first of
some
all?
people watching in like Antarctica that want to relate to us.
Tell them to get under a sun lamp and put on their bikinis.
Whatever. I'm trying to look skinny here. Okay,
You
here we
do.
go. Fish gotta swim,
Birds gotta fly. I love my man. Can't help loving that man from Showboat.
Showboat.
Oh,
Shoshana
I'm
boat.
so-
Okay,
I'm
here we
so
go. This is we got it. It's a
This is
lyric.
gonna be so embarrassing if I know all the Broadway ones and none of the pop ones.
So many words for the broken heart. It's hard to see in a crimson love. So hard to breathe. Walk with Backstreet Boys.
Definitely not. I
Ah,
definitely would
show
never
me the
be
meaning
able
of
to-
being lonely by the Backstreet
Show
Boys.
me the meaning of being lonely.
Okay, see, she knows. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, here we go. Everything about it is appealing. Everything that traffic
Everything
will
about
allow.
it is appealing.
Nowhere could you get-
Everything that traffic will allow.
Title, what's the
Nowhere
title?
could you get it. Another opening, another show. Really.
When the day is filled with shadows that stretch into the night,
Yeah.
I am filled with your sweet comfort like morning
fills the night. I will never leave you, sideshow.
Yes, I will never go away.
This is embarrassing.
Okay. Well, that's it. You won.
I don't count it as a win.
Okay. Basically,
But
no.
you chose like a bubblegum pop.
Well, there's not a lot of songs with the word show in it. You knew the Broadway ones. It's your demographic.
Oh God.
It is what it is. This is Shoshana Bean. She's darling and so freaking talented. And grab Runaway Train on iTunes, 99 cents. Get some coins and buy Runaway Train. She's gonna sing for us, so stay tuned. You're logged into City of Tenants.
My love's on the loose like a runaway train, and I'm